Good morning, my Real News Midday TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning, man charged for allegedly extorting 50-year-old bus driver. A man has been arrested and charged last Friday for allegedly extorting money from a 50-year-old bus driver in Spanish Town, St. Catherine. 25-year-old Noah Hutchinson of a St. Catherine address is charged with demanding money by menace. Reports are that about 1:30 p.m. on March 6, the complainant was in his bus when he was approached by the accused, who told him, "I may collect extortion today." The complainant ignored him. Hutchinson then entered the bus and took up $6,000, which was on the dashboard. He then reportedly wrapped the money in an elastic band and stepped out of the vehicle. The matter was reported to the police and an investigation was launched. Hutchinson was later arrested and charged on March 14. A court date is being finalized for his appearance. St. Elizabeth murder trial set to begin next year, 11 years after victim's death. The two persons charged with murder and a conspiracy to murder in relation to the death of a St. Elizabeth-based teacher 10 years ago are to stand the trial on March 2 next year. The new trial date was set for 47-year-old police constable Sheldon James and 50-year-old Patricia Sinclair when they appeared in the St. Elizabeth Circuit Court on Monday. Their attorneys informed the court that they had opted for a jury trial and their bail was subsequently extended. Constable James and Mrs. Sinclair are accused of forcing 30-year-old Karen Powell to ingest a corrosive substance after breaking into the house of her male companion on the morning of November 17, 2014. It was reported that the couple was doused with a corrosive substance and then Miss Powell was forced to ingest the poison. Miss Powell died later at hospital while her male companion was admitted. Mrs. Sinclair, the estranged wife of Mr. Powell's boyfriend, was taken into custody along with Constable James. They were charged following a ruling by the Director of Public Prosecutions in 2015. The two were previously scheduled to stand trial in November 2022, but it was postponed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Another Rio Cobre fish kill raises more concern. The Jamaica Environmental Trust is calling for the government to provide clear and transparent updates on all investigations related to environment offenses and outline concrete steps to prevent further pollution of the Rio Cobre. Lamenting the frequent contamination of the river, JET's Chief Executive Officer Dr. Teresa Rodriguez-Moody stressed on Tuesday that nearby communities depend on it. On Saturday, the National Environment and Planning Agency said it was investigating a moderate fish kill between the communities of Zephyrton and Vanity Fair. NEPA also urged avoiding use of the water for domestic or recreational purposes until further notice. The agency said it was made aware of the incident about 6:45 a.m. via its early warning system and had dispatched a team to investigate. NEPA said its initial observation indicated that the cause may be a caustic chemical. Dr. Rodriguez-Moody told the news that despite repeated assurances that new safeguards would prevent further spills, the latest incident of pollution with a consequent fish kill was linked to bauxite effluent. She is also calling for enhanced monitoring of the Rio Cobre by establishing a real-time water quality monitoring system that continuously tracks the pollution levels and provides early warnings of contamination.
There was a similar incident on March 1, and to date, we have still not received the investigation reports. We have actually sent reminders about the access to information request, and we have not received a copy. So this is why we're so concerned, because here it is that we have these incidents, we're told that NEPA is investigating, and then we don't actually get a copy of any kind of findings and how the pollutants are going to be held accountable. We need to be more transparent and we need to be more proactive in the dissemination of environmental information.
Opposition presents its own plan to combat electricity theft. The parliamentary opposition has responded to the government's recently announced $1 billion allocation aimed at dismantling electricity theft in Jamaica. During his contribution to the budget debate in the House of Representatives on Tuesday, opposition leader Mark Golding called for the decriminalization of the illegal consumption of electricity in some instances in light of what he characterized as low earnings and high electricity costs.
Theft is a major problem for the economic viability of the electricity system and exposes many families to legal and fire risks. We see it as a crucial socio-economic imperative to decriminalize the electricity consumption of the many Jamaicans who cannot afford to undertake the process of regularization on their own. We are determined to empower these otherwise upstanding citizens to become lawful customers of the utility. It will reduce the risk of electrical fires, which are prevalent in many communities. It will provide a recognized proof of address to open bank accounts and for other processes of inclusion in society. And it will reduce the losses that push up the price of electricity. The program will cover the cost for low-income households to regularize their electricity connections, rewiring, inspection, certification, provide the incentive of a credit against their light bills for a period after they become customers, and provide their homes with solar panels to reduce their electricity bills and build climate sustainability.
Experts issue caution on artificial intelligence risk for upcoming election campaign. Ahead of the upcoming parliamentary general election due by September, a call is being made for the Electoral Commission of Jamaica to establish guidelines and provide oversight for the use of artificial intelligence in political campaigns. Egbert van Frankenberg, CEO of NighterFox App Design, while conceding that AI has been beneficial to political parties around the world in generating content, is cautioning that generative AI can result in voter manipulation and affect Jamaica's democratic integrity. He further stated that political parties using generative AI in their campaigns should be transparent and attach a tag showing that the technology was utilized in the creation of their content. However, he said the major issue will be regulating random supporters of the two major political parties with access to generative AI.
One, you can have the parties using generative AI to quickly generate content for the election campaigns, which to some extent should not be an issue, and given that we have to understand that the parties would probably both not say anything that is untrue or make statements in their generated content that is harmful or misleading to the voters. My recommendations on this topic would be that, there's four things. There's the transparency, where the political parties should publicly pledge not to use deceptive AI-generated content and ensure transparency in all their AI use. There also should be a collaboration between the parties and the technology firms that they use for utilizing ethical guidelines and standards for the use in their campaigns. But there also should be, on the other side, some sort of education, an emphasis on how the public should be educated about how AI-generated content can help them discern between authentic and manipulated content. Then there's also a regulating part where governments and the election commissions should establish clear rules and oversight mechanisms to ensure AI is used responsibly in elections.
The National Artificial Intelligence Task Force has gone further, recommending that political parties avoid using AI technology in their campaigns. CEO of 876 Technology Solutions, Trevor Forrest, who served as a member of the task force, said the recommendation is rooted in concerns about the potential misuse of AI in politics, such as spreading disinformation or seeking to manipulate public opinion. The National Artificial Intelligence Task Force has recommended that political parties avoid using AI technology in their campaigns.
One recommendation he made was that there should be what's called an agreement, a mutual agreement between both major political parties not to use artificial intelligence in any of their campaigns. And they would, be required to sign this agreement, and as such, any campaigning, any campaign ads, etc., would not employ artificial intelligence, at all.
Guys, thanks for watching. Please join us this afternoon at 2 p.m. for another news update.